Welcome to a brand new stimulus check and stimulus package update. We do have some developing news to look at. We're also going to look at where the next stimulus package and check stands as of right now. So presently we have a brand new push from President Trump putting pressure on lawmakers and negotiators to explore a brand new virus relief package. Trump is now putting pressure on negotiators for both sides, urging Republicans to, quote, now go for the much higher numbers. The Wednesday tweet on Twitter said, quote, go for the much higher numbers. Republicans, it all comes back to the USA anyway, one way or another. Even though Republicans have vocally said that they will not go over $1 trillion, the president is now calling on Republicans to go higher and actually now meet the Democrats. But despite that new vocal order, we started the weekend not any closer to an agreement between both sides. And in more news, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi spoke with Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin for the first time in weeks about restarting negotiations. Now, according to the Washington Post, it is unclear how deep those conversations did end up going, but the fact that they even spoke for the first time in a long time is a breakthrough in and of itself. And it is also worth noting that last week on Tuesday, the Problem Solvers Caucus unveiled that $1.5 trillion bill that does include more direct payments to Americans. And also be sure to stimulate that like button. Be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Smash the like button to help with that YouTube algorithm. YouTube will post the video out to even more people. That way they'll be in the know about the next stimulus check and package. So very important when you do that. It does help everyone. Be sure that you do like the video. I do appreciate it. And if you just so happen to be brand spanking new to the channel, my name is Logan Cohen. I do videos now every single day, every single week, covering business, finance, investing, entrepreneurship, mindset, strategy, and tips and tricks from my own experience. So if you are brand new here, I also do these stimulus check and stimulus package updates. Do click that big red button, the subscribe button, and also hit that little notification bell as well. That way you're notified every single time I make a new video. Now, Trump was asked about this proposal at a recent press conference, more specifically the proposed $500 billion for state aid, and he had said that he supported, quote, something like that. He went on to say, I like the larger amount. Some of the Republicans disagree, but I think I can convince them to go along with that. I like the larger number. I want to see people get money. It wasn't their fault that this happened. Now, both Democrats and Republicans, as well as the White House and President Trump, have vociferously pushed for $1,200 payments. Everyone is in agreement about more direct stimulus to Americans, $1,200 checks. Trump had even said at one point that he'd in fact be in favor of larger numbers than $1,200, but that will probably never come to fruition. So according to Trump, he's actually going against the grain of his own party and would insist on going for larger numbers in funding in this new package. But the Problem Solvers Caucus proposal is a bipartisan proposal. It's coming from 50 House members, 25 Republicans, 25 Democrats, and very moderate politicians. They're not the radicals in their own party. So on the Republican side, they're still saying that it's too much and too liberal with the funding. But on the Democrat side, the more radical Democrats who want more funding, they're saying it's not doing nearly enough. Like House Democrat Steny Hoyer of Maryland said that the caucus had developed, quote, useful ideas, important ideas, but said that the proposal did not do enough to address the ongoing needs of helping the economy recover from the crisis. Now, the statement was rather presumptuous, as it did go on to say that they look forward to hearing that Republicans will, quote, finally meet us halfway with a bill that is equal to the massive health and economic crisis gripping our nation. Senate Majority Whip John Thune told the Washington Post, quote, I think if the number gets too high, anything that got passed in the Senate would be passed mostly with Democrat votes and a handful of Republicans. So it's going to have to stay in sort of a realistic range. Now, even though Trump is calling for higher numbers and higher funding when it comes to the next package, I do think that it's sort of a token effort, and it doesn't necessarily mean that he'd be okay with trillions of dollars in additional federal spending. When the House of Representatives passed the HEROES Act back in May, that was the $3 trillion bill, the White House called that a non-starter, and it had absolutely no path to being passed. So since then, in negotiations, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has come down from $3 trillion to $2.2 trillion, and then she said that she's even willing to negotiate down even further. And after Republicans failed to pass the $1 trillion HEALS Act, as well as their skinny package, now that Trump is saying that he'd be for more funding, I doubt the Democrats are willing to negotiate down, and they're going to try to stand their ground as much as possible. And in an effort to ensure that the next bill is passed, Pelosi is not leaving. She said, quote, that we have to stay here until we have a bill. She said that when she told her Democratic colleagues on a morning conference call. The next bill is evidently being politicized, as both sides are blaming the other for making this a political play and blaming each other for the stalemate and gridlock that we're seeing occur in Washington. Democrats have said that the GOP senators need to check a box and vote on any kind of relief bill before exiting Washington to campaign. And Republicans have said that Democrats are intent on denying Republicans a political win and handing them a victory. So those are the new developments surrounding the next stimulus check. It is good news. It does bode well that Trump is willing to come up to somewhat near, maybe meet the Democrats halfway, and hopefully that will also cause Republicans to give in as well. So a next package could be around the corner, but there's also people saying that it might not happen until after Election Day. So we'll have to see what happens, but I truly believe that it's unlikely that we would have to wait until after the election to see a new stimulus check. Maybe the third one, definitely the third one, but not this second stimulus check. I think it will happen before Election Day. So if you get value out of this video, be sure that you give it a big thumbs up, smash the like button. This helps with that YouTube algorithm. And if you want to see more of this on my channel, once again, hit that big red button, hit the subscribe button, and also hit that notification bell as well. That way you're notified every single time I upload a new one. Looking forward to seeing you in the next video.